This is different from the normal challenges you are used to. When it comes to a clash between the largest cryptocurrency by market and the self-acclaimed third-generation cryptocurrency, there are impressive factors to consider. From investors' perspective, Bitcoin is a giant in the market, and Cardano is a peasant that could be crushed. Do we even know what we're saying? Over the years, cryptocurrencies have gained popularity and are still a hot subject among traders and investors. Yet it is challenging to forecast which cryptocurrencies will perform well in the upcoming years due to the cryptocurrency's market continuous evolution and the launches of new digital assets. However, Cardano is growing in popularity and acceptance by investors, and its worth has increased significantly. As more investors show interest in Cardano's distinctive features, we can anticipate the cryptocurrency's growth to continue. But how well can it grow to challenge Bitcoin? Of course, we could say that Cardano's recent full decentralization will fuel its appeal and price, accurately positioning it to take on rivals such as Bitcoin and Ethereum in the booming cryptocurrency market. The CEO of one of the world's largest independent financial advisory and fintech organizations also predicted likewise. The bold predictions from the Dever Group CEO and founder Nigel Green came up at a time when Cardano became a fully fledged community-run network. Mr. Green said, "The price of Cardano has exploded over the last few months, up around 600% since the beginning of the year, recently making it the third largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization after Bitcoin and Ethereum." He continued, "But now Cardano has come of age by becoming fully decentralized, meaning its parent company has handed control of the blockchain over to the community. We can expect to attract more investors, which will of course drive its price on an upward trajectory." He added that this milestone will help Cardano better position itself to challenge major rivals in the cryptoverse. Concerning Ethereum, the CEO said, "Cardano is likely to be a challenger to Ethereum as not only can it be used as a currency, but its blockchain and the tech on which it runs can be used to build smart contracts, protocols, and decentralized applications. Plus, it is said to be significantly more scalable than Ethereum." Mr. Green moved on to Bitcoin and made a shocking statement. "It will also pose a challenge to the almighty Bitcoin. This is because those who invest in digital assets already or are planning to do so know that one of the secrets of successful investing is diversification. Therefore, these investors will want their cryptocurrencies diversified too, and this ultimately will likely eat into Bitcoin's market share. I wouldn't be surprised if some celebrity investors soon publicly express their support on social media for Cardano, as they have recently done with other cryptocurrencies," he concluded. Now it seems like Mr. Green's predictions is inching towards fulfillment. The surge of excitement has swept the cryptocurrency realm recently, and all the eyes are on Cardano ADA as it emerges as a top gainer in monumental upswing. There are critical observations that paint a bullish trajectory for Cardano. The spotlight is shining on ADA's performance against Bitcoin, armed with insights from previous cycles. An expert boldly declares that ADA's current positioning is a sharp contrast to its past, infusing the market with a surge of optimism amid uncertainty. Looking further into this analysis, ADA's dominance within the broader crypto spectrum assumes center stage. The metrics speak volumes, with ADA's market dominance inching towards the 1% mark. This isn't a mere numerical coincidence, but an alignment of potential resonating with the promise of growth. As the experts' analysis unfold, many promising opportunities were observed. The imminent halving event, coupled with Cardano's budding ecosystem of groundbreaking projects, formed the major highlights of the experts' predictions. As a result, the Cardano community is highly expectant. According to them, a spectacular surge is imminent. Dominance or not, is there any metric that Cardano can have an absolute advantage to challenge Bitcoin? The challenge against Bitcoin is not an easy one, but the Cardano founder, Charles Hoskinson, seems to have a strategy. Leveraging Bitcoin's weakness to solidify Cardano's stance in the market is one of them. During an interview with Fox Business's Maria Bartiromo, Charles Hoskinson discussed one of Bitcoin's disadvantages, which is limited functionality. He went ahead to explain that Bitcoin can only perform a limited set of tasks, such as pushing value around, and it lacks programmability. Hoskinson, who is also a co-founder of Ethereum, further shared that Ethereum was developed to address the limitations of Bitcoin by introducing smart contracts and programmable money. We assumed he would mention Cardano. He drew a comparison to the evolution of web browsers with the introduction of JavaScript, which enabled interactions with web pages and led to the emergence of platforms like YouTube and Facebook. In an interview, Hoskinson also talked about the success of Cardano, launched in 2017, which now has over 3.5 million users worldwide. Hoskinson hammered the potential of blockchain technology to address complex problems in various sectors, especially in situations where actors need to work together but do not necessarily trust one another. Then, regarding international economies adopting blockchain technology, Hoskinson acknowledged a global trend towards transitional decentralized frameworks. He argued that in the absence of a single nation standard, blockchain could serve as a compromise solution providing a transactional, decentralized framework with fairer rules for everyone, ensuring equal treatment and inclusion. However, since last year, Charles Hoskinson has been pointing out the flaws affecting the Ethereum protocol following its upgrade. According to him, a major issue is the locking mechanism that prevents investors from withdrawing their staked Ether from the beacon chain until the completion of the next upgrade. Ethereum is the Hotel California of cryptocurrencies. You can check in, but you can't check out, he said. Furthermore, he noted that this mechanism heavily impacts ETH's liquidity and could eventually spark a liquidity crisis. You will have less and less Ether trading in the marketplace, and then what will ultimately happen is you'll have a liquidity crisis where a lot of volatility comes in, he explained. Moving on to Bitcoin, the Cardano founder is also critical of the proof-of-work mining system that powers Bitcoin, which he perceives as wasteful and unnecessary in the long run. While Hoskinson loved the idea of proof-of-work in the process of creating new Bitcoin units, he doesn't believe it is effective when Bitcoin is used as a financial instrument. He noted that once Bitcoin units are mined, they could be moved onto a different, less energy-consuming blockchain in the form of wrapped assets that other networks could use for stablecoins, it could use for DeFi lending, and it could use for payments. Anything you want, he said. But why is Charles Hoskinson looking out for errors in other cryptocurrencies instead of working out on things for Cardano? Perhaps what irritates Charles Hoskinson more is that the level of maximalism that is wrapped around certain cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin. In an interview, he said, "Unfortunately, in our industry, there is a great degree of maximalism. If you go and talk to a Bitcoin person, they're like, Bitcoin is the only truth and everything else is a crap coin." Well, he had a clash with Bitcoin maximalists a couple of times. So is this enough reasons to challenge it? Recently, following the unveiling of BlackRock's application for a spot in the Bitcoin ETF, Charles Hoskinson found himself at odds with Bitcoin maximalists. Varying opinions on the potential effects of BlackRock's involvement in the crypto space prompted a contentious debate among the crypto community in response to the announcement. When BlackRock submitted paperwork to the SEC outlining its plans to provide institutional investors with a regulated vehicle to gain exposure to Bitcoin's price movements without directly holding the digital asset, news of the asset management giant's interest in developing a Bitcoin spot ETF broke. Some were excited, others were not. The Cardano founder responded to the news by voicing his skepticism and worries. He denounced the enthusiasts that supported the Bitcoin maximalists for BlackRock's participation in the cryptocurrency market on Twitter. He said, "Bitcoiners defending BlackRock is all you need to know about their ethics, mental state, and greed." Hoskinson claimed that such backing was naive, cautioning that the proposed Bitcoin ETF might bring in large amounts of new capital and ultimately lower the value of Bitcoin. However, things went south as his comments offended Bitcoin maximalists who strongly favored the idea. Maximalists view the development as one that might not just help Bitcoin, but other strong projects like Cardano, which Hoskinson himself, of course, founded. But Hoskinson reinforced his viewpoint in reaction to the debate with Bitcoin maximalists, underlining his worries regarding the possible repercussions of BlackRock's engagement. He said, "I'm old enough to remember Mike Hearn and Gavin being driven out. I'm also old enough to remember Jimmy Song pushing for the US government to ban all cryptos except Bitcoin. Sorry, maximalists are fanatics that want to harm us all." Nevertheless, the argument continued, and perhaps we all just end up tearing each other apart in the market. The fact remains certain though, if Cardano has significant balls to challenge Bitcoin, the floor is open. We only can wish for the best. But that's going to do it for today's video. Make sure you click on the subscribe notification buttons, and we'll see you in the next video.